Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Aditya Adrian Saranti and today I will tell a folktale from West Java entitled Sangkuriang. Once upon a time in heaven, there is a god and goddess making a mistake in heaven. They must serve their punishment on earth and must do good. The two of them transformed into a pig and a dog. A wild pig incarnate by goddess named Wayung Hyang, and a dog incarnate named Tumang. The wild pig must do various god things in the forest, and god incarnation dog served in a kingdom as hunting dog to a king named Sangging Perbangkara. One day, King Sungging Perbangkara was hunting in the forest on the edge of the kingdom. After hunting, King Sungging Perbangkara urinated on carrying leaf. He immediately left the carrying leaf in which there was stagnant urine. After leaving the place, suddenly came a pig who was thirsty. Then, drank the urine of the king, not expecting Wayung Hyang to be pregnant. Apparently, the urine of King Sungging Perbangkara containing sperm which can cause Wayung Hyang to be pregnant. A few months later, Wayung Hyang gave birth to a very beautiful daughter. He cleansed the baby body by licking it. Then, Wayung Hyang immediately put the baby on a very large rock behind the bush and hoped the King Sungging Perbangkara can find it. Sungging Perbangkara really likes hunting and goes back into the forest. Sungging Perbangkara, who was hunting a deer, heard the sound of a baby crying. He looked for the origin of the sound and was accompanied by his dog named Tumang. Finally, he found the baby girl. He was very surprised and took her to the palace. He adopted the baby girl as his son and was given the name Dayang Sumbi. Time goes by fast. Dayang Sumbi grew into a very beautiful princess. Dayang Sumbi was very good at weaving. So many men came to the palace to ask for her hand. However, none of their applications were accepted. Dayang Sumbi did not accept their proposal because she did not want bloodshed. Finally, she asked his father permission to exile from the kingdom. Initially, Sungging Perbangkara did not allow it. However, finally allowed and broke the dog with his daughter. The king made a hut on the edge of the forest. Dayang Sumbi spent her time weaving. One night, when Dayang Sumbi was weaving, suddenly a skein of thread fell outside the hut. Because it was night, she was afraid to take the spool of thread. Without realizing it, she swore, "Whatever get the spool for me, if it's a woman, I will make her a sister. While if it's a man, I will make him my husband." Suddenly, a black male dog who was assigned by the king accompanied Dayang Sumbi came to her and brought the spool of the thread. She was very surprised. However, what to say? She had sworn and had to keep his promise. And Dayang Sumbi said, "Well, Tumang, I made a promise and I have to keep it. Even though you are a dog, I still want to be your wife." Hearing Dayang Sumbi words, the black dog turned into a very handsome young man. Dayang Sumbi was very surprised to see the handsome young man in the front of her. "Hey, who are you? Why is suddenly in my hut?" "Sorry, princess, I am an incarnation of God," the young man replied. Dayang Sumbi and the handsome young man finally got married. Both of them agreed to keep their marriage a secret to King Sungging Perbangkara. Wherever she goes, she is always accompanied by her husband Tumang. No one knows that Tumang is incarnation of God. Every full moon night, Tumang turned into a handsome young man. After 1 year of their marriage, Dayang Sumbi gave birth to a very handsome son. Dayang Sumbi finally gave the name Sangkuriang. With the passage of time, Sangkuriang grew into a handsome, clever, diligent boy and he began proficient in archery very well. Sangkuriang really liked to hunt in the forest. One day, Dayang Sumbi told Sangkuriang to hunt deer into the forest. Dayang Sumbi wanted to eat deer heart. Sangkuriang really hoped to get the herd of deer to give his mother. He had been hunting all day. However, he did not get a single tail. When he was about to go home, he saw a Wayung Hyang wild boar passing in front of him. Sangkuriang immediately aimed his round. Wayung Hyang ran very fast. Sangkuriang was very angry and annoyed, ordered Tumang to chase the boar. Tumang, chase the boar! Tumang knew that the pig he is hunting for is Wayung Hyang. He was silent and did not obey Sangkuriang orders. Several times Sangkuriang saw Tumang still does not move. He was more annoyed to see Tumang behavior. Sangkuriang was very angry with Tumang and aimed his arrow. Accidentally, he released the arrow and hit Tumang's head. The dog died instantly. Sangkuriang was afraid and fell badly. Then, he took Tumang herd. He immediately took the herd home and gave it to his mother. Dayang Sumbi was very happy. She took the herd her son gave was the herd of a deer. After cooking and eating together, Dayang Sumbi did not see Tumang and asked him, "My son, where is Tumang? Did not he go hunting with you?" Dayang Sumbi asked. Sangkuriang was very confused and could not lie. Finally, he told the truth. "Sorry, Mom. I accidentally killed him. The herd that we eat is the Tumang herd." Dayang Sumbi was very angry because Sangkuriang has killed his own biological father. "What did you say? You killed him? You insult child!" cried Dayang Sumbi while hitting Sangkuriang's head with a rice spoon and bleeding. The wound was imprinted and could not go away. Sangkuriang was very sad and left the hut. Dayang Sumbi always waiting for her son's arrival. However, he never came. She felt very sorry for hitting him and letting him leave the house. Every day, he always prayed to meet his son. God answered her prayer. It is given eternal beauty. Sangkuriang walked in the middle of the forest with a worry on his head. Because he could not stand the pain, he immediately fainted. When he woke up, he was very surprised and saw old grandfather. "Who are you? Where am I?" And the grandfather said, "Calm down, young man. I am an assistant. I found you unconscious and badly injured. You are now in my hermitage cave." Slowly, the old grandfather asked the origin of Sangkuriang. Sangkuriang could not remember his face, even his own name. Ki Ageng calls him by the name Jaka. Ki Ageng took care of Sangkuriang until he recovered and taught him martial arts and the magic of Mandraguna. After several years, Sangkuriang learned magic and grew into a very handsome young man. With his supernatural power, he can summon spirits. One day, he went into the forest. He followed his footsteps until he came to a hut at the edge of the forest. Because he felt thirsty, he ventured to come to the hut to ask for a drink. Unexpectedly, the occupant of the hut was a very beautiful girl. The beautiful girl is Dayang Sumbi, her own mother. When Dayang Sumbi first saw the young man who came to her house, she did not think that Jaka was her son, Sangkuriang. Sangkuriang fell in love to see the very beautiful Dayang Sumbi and want to make her his wife. The next day, Jaka went to hunt. Before he went hunting, he stopped by the hut to meet Dayang Sumbi. Accidentally, he had been rolled slightly and Jaka's scar was visible. The scar was very similar to the scar her son had. Dayang Sumbi also asked about the scar. "Why is there a scar on your head, Jaka?" Jaka can remember his past. He only thought of his meeting with Ki Ageng and he was safe when he seriously injured. Hearing the story, Dayang Sumbi was very surprised. She was sure that Jaka is his own son, Sangkuriang. Dayang Sumbi was very confused. She could possibly marry her own child. He tried to convince Sangkuriang that she was his mother. Sangkuriang did not believe what Dayang Sumbi said. Seeing her son's attitude, Dayang Sumbi was very confused. Every day, he thinks how to cancel his marriage. Finally, she found a way. She would propose two conditions. If both conditions can be met by Sangkuriang, she will marry him. But, on the other hand, if Sangkuriang cannot fulfill the requirement, the marriage will annul. One night, Dayang Sumbi conveyed the two conditions. "Sangkuriang, if you still want to marry me, you must meet two conditions. What condition must I fulfill, Deng Sumbi? You have to build a lake and a boat, but the lake and the boat must be finished before sunrise. Alright, Deng Sumbi, I will fulfill you 2 conditions. Using his supernatural power, Sang Kuryang immediately summoned an army of spirits to help him. When they were ready, they began to dig the ground and arrange large stones to stem the flow of the river. Then they cut down very large logs to make boats. At midnight, Deng Sumbi secretly saw the work of Sang Kuryang and his troop. She was very surprised to see the lake and the boat almost finished. Deng Sumbi was very nervous. She immediately ran to the village to ask for help from everyone. Finally, she spread the red cloth toward the east. After a while, she spread out his woven cloth. A reddish light appeared from the east. As if dawn was coming, the sound of a rooster crowing. The spirit saw the reddish dawn coming and heard the crowing of the rooster, thinking that it was morning. They fled and left the lake and the almost finished boat. When Sang Kuryang found out that Dayang Sumbi had lied to him, Sang Kuryang was very angry and furious. With his magic, he broke the dam he made with his troop, so there was a very big flood. Then, Sang Kuryang kicked the boat that was almost finished, flying and fell face down. The boat has now transformed into a mountain known as Tangkuban Perahu, which means the boat overturned. The moral message of the Sang Kuryang folklore is, do not impose our will on others. Mutual respect and willing to accept the opinion of others is commendable trait. That's it for me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.